Yes, it is my pleasure to bring in some of the guys that, man, they are so good. Let me say a few things before I bring them in officially. Old Dominion, they went #1 with their last single. Man, last 2 singles. How many singles? I mean, #1s you guys have in a row now. I'm trying to look at this list here. Come on.
You haven't brought us in yet. Are we supposed to be talking?
Yeah, you're in secretly right now. 5 in a row?
Someone's holding up 5, yeah.
5 in a row. The last one being Hotel. Hey, clap your hands for Old Dominion, everybody, right here. That's what I'm talking about. Look at these. Matthew, how are you, buddy?
Good, man. I'm doing good. How about you?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty good. I always wondered this because you guys come in and it's such a group atmosphere. Sometimes groups come in and one guy talks the whole time, but that's really not the case with you guys. I've got to know you guys individually. So, hey, Trevor, I'll ask you this question: if you guys go out to eat, all of you, who picks up the bill if it's just the band out?
I'll do it every once in a while. Matt will do it every once in a while. We kind of spread it around.
If just the band's out, usually
actually,
the band picks it up.
Actually, I was going to say, we put it on the band card. We have a band card, and sometimes if it's 4 of us, we'll look at each other and go, should we band card it? If one guy's missing, and then we usually go, yeah, fine, that other guy won't mind.
So teach me the dynamics of how this band works. So there's a band credit card, and all the money goes into a band account, and then you pay each other out of the band account. Is that how it works?
Yes,
Yep.
that's exactly how it works.
You don't know I get a check at the end of the show, like split into fifths?
No. They hand us a shoebox full of cash, and we divvy it up at the end. We put the visors on, smoke cigars, and divvy up the cash at the end of the show.
Listen,
I wish we did that.
I know that's a joke, but I'll tell you. So I go and I do stand up all across the country, and they say that some of the comics come in, and even some of the rappers, and they demand all cash before the show, 100%, like in a bag.
Really?
Yeah,
It seems like more trouble than it's worth.
Yeah.
I know.
maybe later down the road, if you, listen, I'm assuming people aren't claiming that money because when I used to wait tables. Listen, I'm not saying I didn't claim the cash, but other waiters didn't claim. You know what I mean, boys? You know what I mean? All right. That's Old Dominion. I posted a video, and it was the band, and all you see in this entire room and floor are 2 people dancing. I guess nobody knew who you guys were, right?
Yeah, definitely not.
We didn't even know who we were. Yeah.
Were you even Old Dominion then?
No.
I'm not sure. I don't think we were. Yeah. I don't think we didn't have the name yet. That was back in the day when we'd play the Wild Horse Saloon, and they would sometimes, like, the person that was introducing us would ask who we were before we went on stage, and we would just make up names for the shows, and they would go out and say. So we had a bunch of different names, but the best was Fried Eagle. Is when we told the girl we were Fried Eagle. She went out there and introduced us. So we may have been Fried Eagle that night. I don't know.
And so y'all are here for Joy Week, obviously, and so I thought, Joy Week for us and Pimpin' Joy is all about spreading joy to others, choosing joy for yourself, and so I thought we'd get everybody in Old Dominion involved. Matthew, we can start with you and then do a quick game of popcorn. Y'all just have to say one thing that brings you joy. So let's do a little game of, like, we'll call it gratitude popcorn. Like, you just pop to the next person
Something
and just
that gives me joy.
something that brings you joy. So, like, you can just practice that gratitude and feeling that joy right now.
Sure, my kids.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Puppies.
Puppies.
Well, Matthew stole mine with kids.
My kids give you
Your
joy?
kids. My kids are pretty cool, but your kids are amazing. I'll go with, since I can't go with kids, that's your answer. I'll go with crossword puzzles.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'll do a nice crisp 7-iron out to the green.
How about playing music?
Play music. Okay, that's a good one.
Is a crisp 7-iron?
Yeah, what is that?
Man, you don't play golf, man?
Like, there are 7-irons that aren't crisp?
Well, yeah, like when you hit it, just...
Oh, gotcha, the shot.
Yeah.
Do y'all go
you meant
golf?
the club.
What are y'all go golf as a group? Like
They do.
This is Trevor. Me and Brad and Whit have become obsessed with it.
Okay, so but legit question too, because y'all are always together. Do y'all hang out legit as like if it's a Friday night and y'all have off? I mean, obviously you have families, but let's say you're trying to.
Off.
If it's a Tuesday night, we have
Okay,
it's off.
sorry, bad day of the week. It's just hypothetically speaking. Let's say you had a day off and you're trying to rally the buddies to go do something. Like, would y'all be who you would choose to hang out with, or do you need a break?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
sure, yeah.
I think that's why we have stayed together and this has worked so long, is because we started as friends and somehow we still are.
Yeah.
Sometimes after like a 3-week run, you need a little bit.
You're
Yeah,
like,
but then it takes like about 8 hours before the text messages start going.
Yeah,
You're
I was
like,
gonna
hey,
say
what are
8
you guys
hours.
doing?
Oh, I bet y'all's group texts get pretty obnoxious.
We
Yes.
can't show you them.
Hey, I know a couple nights ago you guys did a show at the Ryman, and you didn't know Kenny was going to come out. Kenny Chesney was going to come out and surprise you guys, or no?
No, we had no clue. No clue at all.
Really,
That
though?
was-
we
that
were
was-
we were about to play the next song, and our tour manager Tommy came on the talkback. Was like, "Do not start the next song."
Yeah.
Kenny Chesney's here. He's about to come on stage.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We were
So
like,
he just shows up, and then what? You play
Yeah.
Save for a Rainy Day?
Yeah, we played Save It for Rainy Day. I mean, we spent, summers playing that song with him. And so at the end of the tour this year, I texted him and said, hey, man, we're doing this thing at the Ryman. It'd be cool if you came down. I didn't expect him to, and he was like, man, I'm going to be out of the country, probably on a boat somewhere, but text me closer to it. And so I texted him like 3 days before and he didn't respond. So I figured he was probably where he said he was going to be.
On a
And-
boat.
Yeah, on a boat. And then turns out he just decided to show up.
The guys from Old Dominion are here. Now, last year you won the ACM Award for Vocal Group of the Year. Now, you're nominated this year at the CMAs. Now, since you've won, I mean, is there a bit of pressure now that you feel like you're in the mix? And is there going to be real disappointment if you don't win?
You're going to throw a tantrum if we don't win.
But I know it's a real thing now. Like
Yeah.
that you won that award. Like a little bit. You got to kind of be up a bit.
For sure. Yeah. I think we have some like pressure on us a little bit.
And you
but-
should.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Yeah, it feels good to have we work well under pressure. So, we feel good about what we're doing. So if we don't win, of course, I think we'll be bummed a little bit. But if we do, man, it's just another thing that's happening to us. That's kind of hard to believe, but it feels amazing already to just be there.
Well, if you don't win, you can lay back on your 5 number 1 singles and be like, I guess we're doing all right.
Exactly.
Hey, let me play me a little clip of Written in the Sand, Raymundo, please.
Are we just a backseat, trying to get it while we can? Are we names in a tattoo, or just a number on a hand?
Tell me about this song, boys. Just give me a little backstory on this one.
About that one?
Yeah.
That was actually one of the last songs that we recorded right before we went in and when finished our album, really. And me and Brad and Trevor and Shane McAnally wrote that song. I had this line written down, "Stars of the Sand," and it was just that kind of idea. And then we sat in the room, and as we do as songwriters, and Shane started doing his thing where he's like, "Are we a backseat?" And we're like, "Oh, that's cool." And it was just, it wasn't a hard ride. It happened pretty quick, and then. We turned it into an old man jam, and then we took it in the studio and hipped it up a little bit.
That is a good one. Give me another clip, Raymundo, from these guys.
You gotta love like there's no such thing as a broken heart.
Tell me about this one, boys.
Yeah, this one we wrote, Brad and Matt, and I wrote it with Jesse Frazier. He came out on the road with us one time, and we were all crammed in the back lounge of our bus, and we had no idea that day. I think Jesse just had a little track, and Matt just started saying whatever first thing that came to his mind. He said, I wonder if Jack and Diane ever made it. And we all went, oh, that's really cool. What's that? So we didn't really have a hook or any idea. We just started kind of chasing that down the road. And at some point, like, I don't know, maybe an hour or two into it, I think I said, you got to love like there's no such thing as a broken heart. And we were like, oh, that's the whole
Yeah.
song. Like,
Yeah.
that's it. It was weird because that normally doesn't happen where you find the hook
Halfway through
halfway
writing the
through the
song.
right. Yeah.
Old Dominion's here. Let me ask you this, because you come up and you do our show. I know it's early, but when you go do the Today Show, for example,
Yeah.
like what is that like to get there and have to sound check? Like what's the morning wake up routine like?
It's pretty strange because you wind up we usually stay somewhere close to Times Square when we do those shows, and you go walking through Times Square at like 3:34 in the morning, and there's nobody out there, so it is pretty eerie, and it is pretty cool though, but it makes for a long day for sure.
Does it feel super artificial, meaning there really aren't a lot of people around and you're playing for millions? Does it feel like you're in a bubble?
I mean, I feel like at this point we've played everywhere, any kind of venue that we could. So it's just like, okay, put us here, and now we play this song here. It's not that bad, And those people, it's like here, You guys are in the room, and we play for you, and it's just kind of the same thing as there.
Well, to be fair, I'm not actually in the room right now. Yeah.
Feels like you are, though.
Here in
I
spirit.
know.
That's okay.
Before we went on, they were like, "Hey, can you dance?" And I was like, "Can you?" So, yeah, I'm struggling a little bit over here, boys.
I'm sure you're doing fine.
Yeah. I've
Why
seen
don't
some
you
clips.
You guys ever think about busting out like a routine in the middle of a show? Like just
Trevor's always
surprising
trying to
everybody?
get us to do that, man. But we're
Why? Why
I'm
won't
always
y'all be
joking.
like a legit Backstreet
Boy band?
Boys
Yeah, yeah.
situation?
Well, it's funny. Like my kids dance competitively, and like I'll goof around with my son, and I'll start doing moves. I'll be like, "Come on, I'll freestyle battle you," and he just looks at me and rolls his eyes. He's like, "I would absolutely crush you."
Man, Old Dominion, they got all the hits, 5 in a row. About to play the next #1 Hotel Key, which, listen, I love the song, but if I'm being super honest, I think, guys, before it was top 30, Amy was like, "This is my favorite song." Like, before it was even like really played on the radio, Amy came and said, "This is my favorite song." And I was like, look, because I love Stars in the City. I'm a big fan of the record. And Amy's like, "This is the song." And then we've watched it climb, and Amy has been the biggest advocate for the sucker,
awesome,
man.
We've
We're
seen
right,
going
Amy?
to send a fruit basket your way.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I don't want to get. I think somebody maybe I could say I was a little obsessed with it, so I don't want to. I got to play it cool right now since they're in the room. But yeah,
Thank you for
Well,
that.
yeah, we're going to play it now. I'm glad you guys stopped by and said hello. To much success, and check out Happy Endings, and check it all out. Just quality stuff, man. So congratulations to you guys.
Thank you
Thanks,
very
man.
much.
It's an honor
Thank
to be
you,
here
guys.
this week. Really, thank you for having us in.
It's a Bobby Bones show.